Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Diana.
Welcome to STEM Chat. It's March, and we are going to share with you some of our favorite things.
So I'm going to start out with this record making kit. It's actually a kit from Gakken, a company in Japan, and you can make a record player, but it can also carve its own records, which is kind of neat because I couldn't really find any other ways to make your own records besides this kit that are like, a home record making thing.
That's really cool. So does it attach, like you have a microphone to it'll record like your voices or songs or anything?
Yeah, you can record anything, and then it has some blanks that come with it, and I guess it kind of like carves or etches them. My husband has a record player, and so we're like really excited. We're going to set it up in our he has a real record player. I don't think the sound quality is great on this one, so I think a real record player is better. But I think it's just kind of fun to listen to records. I think.
I think there's a huge resurgence in records. And speaking of which, we got our daughter a really nice record player to connect to our stereo system for Christmas, and she loves Taylor Swift. So I got her this album for Christmas. But it's something that's so cool that she's a teenager now, and it's kind of like she's enjoying records from when I was younger. And speaking of which, I wanted to show you a wonderful young woman named Presley Liu. She's from the Bay Area. She's a friend's daughter. And she also loves Taylor Swift. And because of Taylor Swift, she was inspired for her math diorama project to create. Taylor Swift performed at the Grammys in 2021, earlier in the year, and had this beautiful like little cottage scene. And because her albums came out during quarantine, it was something that I think felt very cozy for kids. But what's amazing is she made everything herself, and all the measurements are precise. The triangles, the rectangles, the squares, everything. And she was really proud that everything, she didn't have to buy anything to make this project. She recycled everything and made even all the little guitars and everything out of cardboard. Yeah, and she found some like little beads and stuff to make the light fixtures and everything inside. But this was her freshman year, her final math geometry diorama project. And I thought, how amazing to take something from music. And I feel like an artist like Taylor Swift is so artistic and so poetic, and take something quarantining at home and turning it into such a beautiful creative project that really incorporates math.
Yeah, that's really fun. It looks like it was a lot of fun to build.
Yeah.
About the Taylor Swift records, I feel like we're going to add those to our collection.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. Collection. Very relaxing. Really, really great music.
Let's see. So speaking of building things, I also got this kit. We're really into kits. And it's based on these sort of wind-powered walking sculptures made by an artist called Theo Jansen. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this one I got from my younger daughter. It's ages 8 and up. She just really likes to build things. And then to go with that, I bought the artist's book because I thought it would be fun to kind of read through and see how he designs the creatures.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Does he create stuff for Burning Man?
I think so. I think I've seen something at Burning Man. Like I've seen them around. I didn't really know who did it, but I think it's neat to be able to create our own little thing and see if it works.
Yeah, I love that. That's so amazing to see. And then I love that you also got the art book so that she can see how artistic everything is together.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of books, my daughter is in 8th grade, but I think maybe she's in 4th grade. We kind of got these book series called Everything You Need to Know to Ace. There's math, there's science, there's also English and history. World history is actually really fun to read but it looks like it's a notebook, and I think it's so fun to read. And it's such a good reference book. I know when you're a kid, and when I was a kid, I loved to look at encyclopedias. So sometimes, you can just flip to something and you can just see, I don't know. These books she just uses references for things. Sometimes she did look up stuff for there's volume and cubes and stuff. But it's so well done. It looks like a little notebook. And this is the one on science. I think she really loved this one. So she would just read this. Sometimes she would just read different chapters for fun. but it's really cool. I thought this little set, there's 5 different books, so we got all 5 eventually, but she's had them since like 4th grade, and we just slowly kind of, every time we went to the bookstore, we'd get the next one just for fun to collect. But yeah, the design of the book is really cool. It just feels like a little kid's notebook, and they're writing in there.
Book.
Yeah.
I feel like that's neat, and it's kind of like inspiration if they want to make their own notebook.
Yeah, and then you know what I love? It's like a steady. What's funny is like I think this helped her through middle school. When they did have tests, she would make study guides. So she would make her own study because she understood like, okay, I'm going to have a test. I make study guides, and then she would also they would share the study guide with their friends too. Like, here's a study guide I made. This. I shared it with my class. She would be like, to help everybody study too. So
that's awesome! Wow, it's like a zine, but
yeah,
cool.
I think it's inspirational too.
Yeah. So a new thing that just came out this year from Jellycat is Penny Praying Mantis, and I got this for my preschooler who is bug obsessed. So I'm excited that they have more insects. But this is like they have like an ant and a butterfly. I feel like, and a ladybug. I feel like ladybugs and bees are very common for kid stuffed animals, but it's neat to have a praying mantis, especially when
really cute.
So cute, yeah.
I love it. Okay, so as you know, March is Women's History Month, and I just saw on the news recently that the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. is featuring this month through March 27th, 120 3D printed statues of women who redefine what scientists look like. So this is all throughout the property, and they're actually based on real people scientists. So these are all actual people that are out there working in science. We'll have the article linked below so you can check out the pictures. But if you're in the Washington, D.C. area or you're going to visit there, I would have loved to go and seen that. I think that's so inspirational. It's never been done before. So I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I was reading when you sent me the link, I was reading through, and I like it was talking about like an archaeologist or no, a paleontologist that they had. And I thought it was neat that she was like wearing her tool belt.
Yes,
right here. You can see what it looks like.
She is, she works at the Houston. She became a junior volunteer at the Houston Museum of Natural Science, and she's a paleontologist. So she works with fossils in museums, and she likes to work around kids. So it's super inspirational. I think this is just exactly what what we exactly like to promote and reinforce, that just like everyday life for kids to see these things, it helps build their like curiosity and their love for these things. Okay, and finally, we wanted to thank the folks at Reinvented magazine. Kaylee and such were featured in the winter issue of Reinvented, Diana and I, and it's Potions and Parabolas. So thank you. It's a great article, kind of showcasing what we're doing. So we'll leave the link if you wanted to check out Reinvented magazine. It's a magazine for women in STEM.
Yep, and don't forget you can subscribe to our newsletter at stemchatclub.com.
Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Bye.